What up? What up? What up? Go on and jump into it. Welcome to this Friday Truth Review. Check this out. Let me turn this to. So what's up? I don't know who's in there. Let's see. She over there asleep. Check this out. I'm gonna share this video real quick. Check this video.
Inside Washington's Museum of the Bible, a single volume that is like no other. The so-called Slave Bible. Remarkable not for what's in it, but for what's not.
So about 90% of the Old Testament's been removed and about 50% of the New Testament's been removed. To put it another way, a normal King James Version has 1,189 chapters in it. The Slave Bible has only 232.
Missing are chapters and verses that might have encouraged uprisings. Book of Exodus, redacted. No story of Moses demanding Pharaoh, let my people go. Gone is Galatians, and the verse, there is neither bond nor free, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And no Jeremiah, woe unto him that useth his neighbor's service without wages.
What they've left in are verses such as Ephesians 6:5, which is the famous verse, slaves be obedient to your master.
Looking at this Bible, it's hard to tell that anything's been taken out of it.
That's correct. I mean, it looks like a normal book. For many enslaved Africans, this would have been the first time they were exposed to the Bible.
A Bible selectively edited to instill obedience, using religion to underpin the horror of slavery.
When people encounter this exhibit, what lasting impression do you want them to leave with?
Well, we want to pass the message on that may just never happen again. The Bible itself is a whole book. It's not one that you get to carve up and use this piece or that piece.
The Slave Bible designed to repress rebellions, but it didn't work. Enslaved people in the Caribbean constantly fought against slavery until emancipation.
I think it's very relevant to understand our history, not just American history, but our African American history, our roots, and how we got to this point.
A dark chapter in the history of the good book. Jeff Bennett, NBC News, Washington.
NBC.
Well, slavery. So they took out books. I hope y'all was listening to that. They took out certain books and certain verses in the Bible, and they produced a slave Bible to make the slave subservient. You know what I'm saying? So what did he say? Let's go. Let me see. He said it was 288 books in the Bible. Oh. My bad. It's like 288 books in the Bible, and that's just a little bit of truth, though. So got this other video. Check out this other video real quick. Now, these little videos, see what I should have did was, because I'm running out of space on my phone, I'm waiting on a 512 gigabyte SD card to come in so that I can just do whatever I want pretty much. So I already got like 250, but I almost used them all, so. What's up to everybody watching? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Put this next video up. And this is it's real small, but you'll be able to at least hear it.
Does anybody know who this person is? Nah? Hold on.
Would Miss Caroline Lee please come forward? Good morning, Ms. Lee. Good morning. You've been arrested on a third-degree felony of child abuse. If counsel for the state and defense would please enter your appearances for the record. Katharina Brown for the state. Shayla Lee on behalf of Ms. Caroline Lee. So my understanding is this is a first arrest. Is that correct? Correct. Does the state have any objection to an ROR with no victim contact? No objection, Your Honor. Do you object to that, Ms. Lee? Not at all, Your Honor. Okay, so I'm sorry, there are two Ms. Lees, so I could see how it might be a little confusing. So I was asking Ms. Lee, who's been arrested, I was asking your lawyer, Ms. Lee, if she had any objection to an ROR with no victim contact, and she had no objection, so that's what it is. It's an ROR with no victim contact. So to the defendant, let me tell you what that means. That means you're going to be released. It usually takes 4 to 6 hours because you have to go through processing, but you're going to be released. The condition, there's one non-monetary condition of your bond. There's actually going to be 2. No victim contact, and I'd like her not to return to Darnell Cookman. I think that's fair. And so, I understand, Your Honor. So you're.
So this scumbag Karen, a teacher, want to use the N-word, and then when a student calls her out, she tells the student to get out the classroom. So when they step out the classroom, she struck the student a couple of times in the face after she was named Teacher of the Year. Like, I don't know what the bail reform is in Florida, but I know if you got a violent charge, you don't get no RR. This is amazing, man. This is outrageous at how they really get RR. That just mind bothers me. After a student was struck. Of course, I read on Twitter that she resigning. She had no choice because she liked to abuse kids. Parents, watch your kids, man. Don't let somebody like this abuse your kid. In the comment section, I'm definitely going to drop that school info.
So I guess a student of the or teacher of the year lady punches a black student outside the classroom a couple times in his face, causes damage, gets arrested, but then they gave her a signature bond, which she gets out for free. She don't got to pay no bond or nothing. She gets out the very next day. Let that have been a black teacher, she'd have been arrested, and she probably wouldn't have got no bond. It's just like this system, this country here is hypocrites, man. These people are hypocrites, bro. It's all corruption, all evil. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's that's crazy. What's up, Tony? What's up? Wuhan, what's up? So go into some more videos real quick. But leave your comments, man. If you just watched that, man, if you've seen that before, if you haven't, let me know. Also, if y'all wasn't watching, I just aired the fact that I actually want to air it again for real, but let's see if I probably will after this. But yeah, the Bible is the proof that the Bible has been tampered with. People then took out the scriptures and everything like that. So, but we're gonna keep it moving. I mean, I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on, let's watch this one.
Inside Washington's museum.
Where's the video? There it is, right here. Now, this video. Now, if you was watching my live stream earlier this week, hold on. Let me know in the comments if you can see it. Can you see this pretty good? Let me know in the comments. If not, I'll go full screen. So let me go back. But I aired this video. I was talking about this video earlier this week. And this video is about proof of human cloning. Check this out. This is Michael Jackson, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. This one blew my mind too. Y'all think Michael Jackson dead?
Proof of human cloning, part 4. When Michael was looking,
you probably
really,
can't see
really
it, but it's up there.
The clone body was breaking down because clones don't think like humans. Clones have to have people around them to tell them what they do because they get adolescence. They can't think properly. It's called handlers. Right. So when Michael started to break down, his body was breaking down. His nose was artificial. I don't know if y'all noticed. Go back and Google Michael Jackson nose. It looks like a robot because it wasn't him. His whole head was a wig. It was a cap because when they first cloned Michael, he didn't have any hair. It all burnt off in the Pepsi commercial. They put Michael in a capsule and cloned it. Brought him back 2 years as the clone, and Michael Jackson was watching all of this like, I can't believe they're doing this. So what happened to Michael? He just lived his life. Michael Jackson is still alive. He's already appeared on TV, but y'all didn't even know who he was. Go back and watch the CNN of Larry King, the guy with the glasses with the real bad burnt victim that played like Michael Jackson Satan when he was a kid. That's Michael Jackson. It burned him so bad it disfigured him. It tore up his skin. It did everything to him. You understand what I'm telling you? And also, after Michael was cloned, the real Michael Jackson, they bleached his skin so he would look nothing like Michael. If you look at the dude who was on Larry King telling you about his childhood, how Michael Jackson helped him, he looks just like Michael. Just look at his eyes. That's Michael Jackson. He's disfigured. That's how he looked when he got done with the Pepsi commercial.
Joining us now here in Los Angeles, Miko Brando, who was with us almost every night after this untimely passing, longtime Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral, and Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
How did he find out about you, Dave?
He heard about me, and he had contacted me and wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim, back and forth from surgery.
Now that's weird. You say, yeah, we see it, but you should do full screen. I did. That's just how big as it gets. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I mean, it sounds like Michael Jackson. I don't know. I'm just going through these videos, man. But yeah, I can't put nothing past. Like she said, this isn't hard to believe. I wouldn't put nothing past these people. These people are wicked, man. It could be very possible. So let me see. I got some more videos real quick. Hold on. I'm going to this other video. Check out these videos real quick. Hopefully this one's a little bit better on full screen. That was just small screen. Let's see. Where is that video at? Let's see. Here's the video. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this video though. I don't know yet, but we'll see.
That is responsible for all the destruction in our world.
I'm gonna put it on full screen. Let's see, full screen. Yeah.
One of the Canary Islands, a paradise for sun-loving tourists. For us, the island holds quite another fascination. The Cumbre Vieja
I guess it's as big as it gets.
The brittle western slope of the volcano is covered in clefts and fissures where water has collected. And now for the interesting part. By placing several bombs,
I don't know what all that sound is, but hey.
We can use thermonuclear explosions to heat that water so that it will evaporate instantaneously. If you had paid attention in your physics classes, you would know that such a sudden evaporation of water would create sufficient pressure to shatter the volcano's brittle slope and send it crashing into the sea. Can you guess what comes next? That's right, a tsunami. Waves 200 meters high will charge across the Atlantic with the speed of an airplane. The tsunami will sweep across the east coast of the United States. New York will disappear in an apocalyptic flood, taking with it the self-proclaimed rulers of the world who are currently squabbling in blind incompetence at the UN headquarters. The resulting vacuum of power will be filled by our followers, some of whom have been biding their time in key positions for decades. They will take control and lead humankind to a new golden age.
Say tap exit to exit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me explain that real quick. And I'm going to bring up the actual video of what's going on over there. Hold on, let me stop this. So I'm gonna be double. Okay, so that was what's called predictive programming. You know what I'm saying? They put it in 2009 video of what's going on with the volcano over there in the Canary Islands. Well, that video you just watched was from 2009. So what is the topic or subject? Today was just we're just talking about Truth Review Friday. I'm just going over some truth videos, maybe true, maybe false. Just everybody just chime in on it. It don't matter. But I'm going over some videos just because because I'm working on my documentary. I haven't had time to put most of my videos together in format so that I can put them on YouTube. So I'm just doing it in live streams, going over a couple of videos I came across. But that video is predictive programming for what's going on over there in the Canary Islands. Let me show you real quick. Hold on. If you don't know, you guys probably already know, but let's see. Hold up. Give me one moment. Yeah, here we go. So you guys all know, and I'm about to pull this up right now. It's live. So we're gonna pull this up and just watch it right now. Just for a quick second, so you'll know, kind of understand what that video is about. And I'll explain what I know. Okay, so that last video, this is the Canary Islands right here. This is the La Palma Islands. Well, there's another, they said another eruption. So it's 3 eruptions of the volcano. So what they're trying to do is make that collapse into the ocean so that it'll be a tidal wave and cross and this guy, here he goes, urgent news. So we'll tap into that one. Here, I'm gonna shut this one off. We'll tap into that one. Hold on, because he just came up with one. Hold on. Let me stop that screen. Let me stop it. Hold on. We'll do this. Give me one moment. Here it goes.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. We just did our update, but we have some new information. Volcano Discovery just now is admitting that this was a 5.1 earthquake on the island of La Palma. So this is pretty significant, folks. This is the first time that they actually posted a 5-point earthquake. 5.1 just hit La Palma. Now, Bushcraft Bear also on Twitter. Let's go to Bushcraft Bear's site. He just released a couple tweets. Here he says, okay, now the intensity of the earthquakes has reached new levels. IGN says it was a 5.1 magnitude, and here is the tweet from the IGM. Bushcraft Bear has just reported about this 46 minutes ago about this big earthquake that just hit. So let me go back here. Volcano Discovery now showing 5.1 earthquake. So they are intensifying, folks. This could be from the CME, the coronal mass ejection from the sun starting to hit the earth. But Bushcraft Bear said this is the largest one in the last 2 months of the eruption. So I just wanted to come on and bring this breaking news. La Palma volcano has just had their first official 5.1 earthquake about 1 hour and 1 hour ago, according to this website. So God bless you. Stay tuned, folks. It could get very exciting this weekend. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. Bye-bye.
What's up, Carol? What's up, Carol? Good to see you in the chat. Let me stop this. All right, so yeah, if you're on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, and you not watching and paying attention to that, if that falls into the Atlantic Ocean, it's going to cause a major tsunami on the East Coast. So keep your eyes out on that if you're on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? If I was you, I'd be trying to move or have a evacuation plan to move to the middle of the United States or somewhere I wouldn't be on the coast. You know what I mean? That's just me. Have a type of escape plan because it's getting serious. They want you, you know, and always remember the calm before the storm, how it gets kind of quiet and nothing's really going on. Then something happens. So keep your eyes open, be prepared, stay prayed up, stay in your Bible, and continue to, you know, give all praises to the Most High, you know, and prepare for what's to come, man. This is it, man. This is Bible prophecy right here. So let's see. Mount St. Helens blew up during a 5.1 earthquake. You know, that's real. I got some more videos too. So I just want to explain that real quick to my fellow subscribers, everybody that watches my channel. I appreciate y'all for watching if you can. But if you do decide to leave, hit the like button on the live stream. I appreciate that. It helps me out. All right, so we went over predictive programming in the video games concerning that island that we just saw in that little clip from Dude. Now let me see what else I want to go over real quick. Now this other one is kind of it's kind of different, but let's check out what these devils are doing. Let's check these guys out. Let's check out these videos real quick. Watch this. Hold on. Let's check out these cats.
So Justin Bieber, Marilyn Manson, and Kanye West led a prayer together on Halloween. Make sure you watch to the end.
Thank you for the stars, the birds, the mountains, the valleys, and the oceans. God, thank you for your people. Thank you for your people. Thank you that you leave the
Marilyn Manson, really? What God you think they're praying to?
Thank you that you never leave us or forsake us. Thank you that we could never be more loved than we are right now in this moment. In this moment. Wrap us with your love.
What God are they praying to?
Show us who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Show us who you are.
Marilyn Manson.
Show us who you are.
You know who they're praying to. Come on, you know who they're praying to.
Thank you, Jesus.
What? Yes, exactly.
Thank you for this moment.
Caesar Borgia.
I come against any lies of the enemy,
Jesus.
any fear. We bind it in the name of Jesus. Your name is above it all.
Marilyn Manson is a professor.
The name of Jesus is above it all. We cast out any demonic activity that would try to steal our peace today or steal our joy. We welcome your presence today, Holy Spirit. In the name of Jesus.
I'm confused. I'm confused. Yeah, a fiery mountain that fell in the sea. There you go. Revelations 8:8. Now, is it me? That doesn't confuse you? A self-professed Satanist, and we all know that that Justin Bieber was caught. He was sold his soul doing 666, the silent signs, all the hand signals. And Kanye, you can't have that kind of money and not say you sold your soul. Your mother, the sacrificing of his mother or something like that. That was all on the internet or whatever. But now we're talking about Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Y'all better watch that name. His name is not Jesus. It's Yahweh Shah. It's Yeshua. I'm telling y'all better watch it. That's crazy, man. Let me refresh this real quick. I might go off camera, but I have to refresh to see the comment. That's kind of disturbing to me. You can kind of see how the end days is playing out, like how they're gonna make everybody the Sunday law, you know what I'm saying, make that law and make everybody worship on Sunday. You can kind of see how it's all about to play out. You know what I'm saying? If you all do your research, and I try to help you guys, and I could probably pull up some videos too, but you've got to know that white Jesus that's been painted on that picture, that is not Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? That is not Jesus. That's not the Christ. That's not the Messiah. That is a homosexual male. His name is Caesar Borgia. And the Romans passed him off as Jesus. That's why they mix paganism. Let's get back into some more videos. That's why they mix paganism with Christianity. Be careful. Do your research. These are the last days. Yeah, they got all their white robes and all that. That was crazy. Has to be a trick, maybe mocking. Of course. His name is Yeshua. It's not Jesus. It's Yeshua. There were no J's back then when the Bible was made. You have to do your research. His name is not Jesus. I know we've been taught this our whole lives. I know, but you have to do it. Look it up for yourself. But hold on. I like this song. It's a good song. I'm gonna play another video. Hold on. Let me share my screen. His name is not, man. That's crazy, man. It's actually, it's kind of disturbing. To me, it is. It said racist media. Let's go to the next video I got. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the Hebrew Israelite sister got to say. I bet you are having trouble playing this video. Let's play this video.
Cities are going to be laced with smart meters, smart poles, 5G, and whatever comes after, 6G, 7G, 8G. People are going to be tracked from the cradle to the grave with microchip implants that digitally store everything there is to know about them, including their finances and their ability to make transactions. That's why I tend to think that the microchip might be the mark of the beast. It says no one can buy or sell unless they have the mark. People all over the world are doing experimental microchipping. Not to mention what's happening now with ID 2020. We're also moving towards a cashless society with every day that passes. This pandemic is carrying multiple agendas forward. The push for centralized control of information, which is censorship and narrative control.
Censorship.
The cashless agenda forming out of the economic crash taking place right now.
Mm-hmm. You go to exit. Press X on that. Let's jump into this other video real quick. So, yeah, you heard that. But then there's one last video I'm going to do. And it's this is a, so-called white woman talking about this subject. So we're going to go to this video. And no matter if you are Israelite or if you're a Gentile, I want you to know the truth. It's very good to know the truth instead of a lie.
Not be talking about all the inhabitants or all the nations of the world. The proof right here. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the forefather of the nation of Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel begot 12 sons, which became the nation of Israel. So when God is saying, Jacob have I loved, he's saying the 12 tribes of Israel have I loved. Those are the ones that I love. But Esau have I hated. Esau is Jacob's brother. Esau became a nation known as the Edomites. So that same curse that fell upon Esau that God hated fell upon all his descendants. The Edomites. God says he hated the Edomites. Let's read it again. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. There's no way out of this. This tells you that the word world in John 3:16 cannot possibly be speaking about all the inhabitants of the world. It's just not possible, because this would be a contradiction. You can't have it both ways. He can't say he hates one people on the earth and then say on another verse he loves everybody in the world. That's a contradiction. The Bible doesn't contradict itself. Man contradicts the Bible. So now we're going to find out, what world was it talking about? I'm going to give you the specific verse on what world he was referring to when he said God so loved the world. Isaiah 45 verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. This is the world it was referring to in John chapter 3 verse 16. It was talking about the world of Israel, not the world of everyone in the entire planet Earth. That's not what it was referring to. This is pretty much the exact quote that John 3:16 comes from Isaiah 45 and verse 17. That's where Christ was quoting it from. Everlasting salvation and everlasting life in John 3:16. This is where he got it from. So it's not to be confused with God is talking about all the inhabitants of the earth. That does not match up with what the Bible says. John 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So now we need to find out, who did God give his son for? Who did God give Christ to be a savior for? Because it says that he gave his only begotten son. So now we need to go through the Bible and find out what.
You see? Yeah, I gotta get back on that.
Be talking about all the inhabitants.
But that's just the truth. These people, they've been lying all these years, man. Stop lying, man. People be lying, man. They've been lying all these years, man. What's up, man? To all in the chat, shalom, shalom. To the 6 people on live, what's up? I appreciate every last six of y'all. We're gonna check this out. That's what I'm talking about, though, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's just getting into that truth, man. We're gonna keep rolling. Hold on. Now, let's see. Exit full screen. Let me share my screen again. My bad. What's up to everybody on the live? We're gonna keep it rolling, though. I'm gonna share this screen real quick.
Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Hold on.
Jacob.
That's another video I want to do. I'm looking for it. I think it was this one. I think it was this one.
And twirl something into your blood-brain barrier without bothering to use that pocket device.
Hold on, let me start this over. Check this out.
Twirl something into your blood-brain barrier without bothering to use that pocket device to research if that action is harmful or beneficial to you. Nescience is not your fault. Ignorance is your fault. So let's start paying attention. This is important information. This right-sized microchipping propaganda is old-school conspiracy theory rhetoric to throw you off from researching where technology is really at today. We are now
targeting
in the era
individuals know about this.
Nanodust, nanoparticles, smart dust, and the fusing of technology and human biology, known as synthetic biology. The UK.gov website sums this up like this. The fourth industrial revolution is of a scale, speed, and complexity that is unprecedented. It is characterized by a fusion of technologies such as artificial intelligence, human gene editing, and advanced robotics that is, quote, blurring the line between the physical, digital, and biological worlds, unquote. Hitachi makes a nanochip that is only 1/7 of 1 millimeter squared in size. It has GPS capability, sometimes called smart dust, as they can be sprayed.
You want to know how they able to track you?
In the sweat pores of the skin, taken in foods, drinks, injected, and also inserted through the nasal passage with a cotton swab. They have a 2-axis magnetic sensor to track direction. Remember that magnetism. An accelerometer to track speed, light intensity sensor, humidity sensor, pressure sensor, even a temperature sensor, and can transmit wireless to the smart grid Internet of Things and the cloud, literally hooking up its human biological host to the smart grid tracking
Targeted
system,
individuals.
like a walking, breathing smartphone. Johns Hopkins University received $870 million from the Gates Foundation and has developed a version of smart dust called a TheraGripper. There are dozens of them on this swab, inspired by a parasitic worm that digs its sharp teeth into the host's intestines or blood-brain barrier, can latch onto intestinal mucosa and release drugs, poisons, or even smart dust into the human body. Let's get one thing perfectly clear here. The word virus comes from the Latin virus, meaning poison, poisonous fluid, poisonous. Deep and twirl some.
All right. I hope y'all took in some of that knowledge. Regardless of, I don't know if it's the screen is big enough or not.
Twirl something into your blood.
Yeah. Let me talk about this real quick before I go to the next video. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory right there. You know what I'm saying? That's targeting. You want to know why you were targeting an individual and they can find you? Is because at some point they were able to put this technology inside your body. You can leave your cell phone, you can get rid of your car, you can leave your laptop, you can leave everything, you can change shoes, clothes, you can just try to disappear, walk out the house, leave everything there, and for some reason they're able to find you. It's because you are a part of that grid now. They know exactly where you're at all times because of this technology that I just showed y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about that last video in the comments, man. Let's get some comments rolling in here so we can chime in, man. Try to participate with the, so I can see how y'all feeling about that, man. Have y'all seen that video before? Have you watched that? Did you already know the information, et cetera, et cetera? Let me see what Carol said. She said, it is very important to take probiotics to help your body eliminate this toxic overload, for sure. That's for sure. I take vitamins. I do need to probably do some probiotics, like some yogurts or something. I need to do something. They taking down all my brother's videos. They putting up videos of truth and they taking them down. But yeah, that's that technology just in. If you're a real targeted individual, they got some type of technology inside of your body that's able for them to know exactly where you're at and all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the remote neural monitoring and reading thoughts and all that, I personally, I don't, you know, I said a few videos ago, I don't think that I don't think they got it. I don't think they got like to where they know exactly what I'm thinking. They know exactly what I'm going to eat, how I feel. I don't know. It's possible though, but I just personally I'm just talking about my own personal experience. Video was on point. Have not seen. Thank you, Terry D, man. Yeah, that's how they show up, and you know what I mean. I hope this channel get to stay up. If not, I got a second channel I'm about to be starting up, so make sure y'all can subscribe to that. I'll put it up if they give me another strike, I'll put it up the next time. But this truth still got to go forward, man. I'm not talking about nothing wrong on here. But real quick, I want to share my screen with y'all too. Anybody that wants to get prepared for the end days, if you truly know what's about to happen in the end days, it's going to be pure chaos on these streets. It's going to be pandemonium. People are going to be going crazy. Martial law, all that type of stuff popping off. You might want one of these. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might want to get you one of these. It's like, okay, and I'm about to show you how. I'm about to get me like 2 more of them. This one, I'm going to get it. Probably give it to my wife or something. And whoever, and just have a spare backup one in case somebody, something pops off, somebody needs one. But let me take y'all to a screen. I believe in the Most High, but he said, be wise, don't be a fool too. So it's best to prepare it's best to prepare for anything that might happen. So if you have to, defend yourself against some looters coming into your home and steal your food or different things like that, you might be in transition trying to get to the wilderness. You might want to put something on that's going to protect you because, bullets fly, people be out just doing crazy. You might want to get prepared for this. And don't sit and think that it can't happen, because it can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to incite any violence. I'm just talking about protecting yourself and vital times. So get you one of these, but I'm about to share my screen real quick so I can show you how affordable these are. That's how you can buy these. All right, share my screen real quick. All right, so I have a tactical Scorpion, and let me know if you can see this in the chat, if you can see it good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. But this one is AR 500 body armor plates. These stop, and let's go over here. Well, I'll read it real quick. These stop 7.62, which is an AK-47 rounds, up to 5 shots per plate. And also the 5.56 round, which is assault rifle rounds. Okay. And you can get one for like $179, AR 500 body armor plates. Let's go down. AR 500, you can buy the plates with it and get your own carrier. Like $273. This is for the soft ones. Probably stops like fire handguns, but you're probably gonna need, if you're serious about it. Here's one right here. It's a lightweight one for $129.95. It's just for the front and back, not the sides. But it comes with the AR 500 steel plates, which stops AK rounds and assault rifle rounds. Okay. This is the one I got right here. Let me click on it. This is the one I got. I'm just going over, we targeting individuals, man. It's just miscellaneous truth, just going over miscellaneous things on this live. You can chime in at any moment if you got anything to add, but it's affordable. You know what I'm saying? $179. And I'm not no spokesman or nothing either, but it has the AR 500. This is what you want. This is cool right here. 3A. This is, hold on. I'm on the wrong one. Oh, okay. It didn't go on the screen. Hold on, I have to share this actual screen. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me stop this screen. Go back to this screen. It's this one. Let me share it. Sorry. It just didn't automatically go over. All right. But anyway, I'm almost done though. But as you can see, it has the sides, the front. It's a pretty decent carrier. You can get the colors and all that. But you're targeting an individual, last days, stuff's about to pop off. I mean, I would definitely get something to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just me. There's probably not a lot of women, probably not interested in this type of stuff. Maybe tell your husband about it. But eBay, you can go on eBay, type in, let me go back over here. Let me stop this screen. But anyway, you can find that on eBay. I'll put a link in the description after this live gets uploaded if you're interested in getting you something to protect yourself, man. Anyway, so definitely get you something. Be getting ready, getting your mind ready, getting your spirit ready to prepare for what's to come, because we're pretty much at the doorsteps of the end times. You know what I'm saying? Apocalyptic things are about to start popping off. So, and I'm only showing you guys that out of love, that we are trying to buy land in the Ozarks of Missouri to help TIs go to Instant Acres channel. They have land for $600 per acre with the stream and waterfall. Y'all see that? Could you, is there, you said, what's the name of that link? The Instant Acres channel, y'all. Is that on YouTube or what, Carol? If you could put a link in the comments, I will copy that and put it in the description box later after I review the live. But yeah, that sounds good. $600 for some land. You got a waterfall too? That sounds real good. I'm definitely interested in that. I'm in Missouri already, so it ain't nothing but a hop and a skip away from me. And hopefully I'm in a tactical advantage. I'm not on the coastlines. I don't want to be caught on nobody's coast when it pop off. Let me see here. Let's see, I got another video. Let's see. We're gonna shoot through these videos. I know I definitely can't play that video on here. They're gonna shut me down. They will shut me down. I play that video on here. Yes, I got a survival skill one. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely never gonna play that video on here. They will give me a channel strike for sure. All right, I'm gonna refresh this real quick and then we're gonna go to the last video and I'm gonna explain the video before we play it. This video is a lot of, I would say it's subjective truth. Me personally, I just came across this video. I haven't even watched this video. It's kind of like a reaction. I'm reacting with it as we were overreacting together. I'm gonna refresh this real quick. All right, cool. Oh, hopefully I didn't knock everybody out. Everybody still here? Okay. She said, yes. It's cheap because all the children moved away due to no work. Really? I hope somebody in here getting some of this truth right here. $600 per acre. You can buy yourself some land with the stream and waterfall. I'm definitely, if I can finally get my channel monetized, it's probably never gonna happen. But if I can get some form of extra income, I would definitely be interested in buying that. Because you never know what could pop off. All right, so I'm gonna explain this last video. I'm gonna share the screen. So I came across this video and I just want to get y'all opinion on it. Let's see. I came across this video right here. Now, hold on. Before I even start this video, hold on. Let me make sure everything good. Okay, we full screen. Okay. All right, we full screen. We about to get this. I'm about to start this video. Now, again, this isn't how I view. I just wanted to play this video. It's subjective. This one is subjective truth. I don't know if the dates are accurate, but some of the things she's saying in this video could possibly be truthful or whatever, from what I've came to understand.
People did not exist before 1681. Again, white people did not exist on planet Earth until 1681. Number two, any claim that this group called white people, any claim that that group is rooted in biology or derived from genes or biology or is innate or is from nature is a lie. Third and final point. As a matter of foundational law, actually, let me say it this way. White supremacy has been embedded in the United States of America from its founding as a matter of law. Now, I don't expect you to buy all that, to get all that, to believe all that, at least not now. But my job is to share with you the legal history that proves each of those three claims that I begin with. So let's go. Let's get started.
I guess not.
We have to begin this conversation in colonial North America, specifically in the colonies, the British colonies of Maryland and Virginia. Both were British colonies, and both shared a number of particular characteristics. First, their economies were rooted in tobacco farming. If you know much about tobacco farming, it requires tremendous human labor. Lots and lots of workers. So those who owned large plantations, big landholders, constantly needed laborers to do the work to grow the tobacco. In addition to sharing an economic base, both colonies had an incredible gender imbalance. Roughly 10 men for every woman. Now, let's understand a little bit about the folks who constitute the people in these two colonies. Oh, and by the way, let me give you a year. We're in the early 1600s, okay, the early part of the 17th century, colonial North America. England had, for some bizarre reason that today demographers cannot explain, there was a population boom in England in the early 17th century. So there were lots and lots of poor British people who were on the public doles, who couldn't find a way to make a living, who couldn't feed themselves. So the king in England was quite happy to have them sign a contract of indenture to then go work in the British colonies. And that is what happened. Both indentured and enslaved persons, according to historian Edmund Morgan, were sold and traded like cattle. But of course, not all laborers stand equal in terms of their labor agreement or lack thereof. Those who came under a term of indenture worked for a term of years, and presumably this indenture was an agreement that they chose to enter into. The terms of indenture were largely protected by British law, although the terms that took form in colonial North America were quite different than those that existed in England. For example, in England, indentured servants could marry because that was viewed as the way to produce the next group of workers. In this country, indentured servants were prohibited from marrying, and if women were unfortunate enough to get pregnant during their term of indenture, they added usually about 7 to 9 years onto their term of indenture and 1 year to the father. Slavery, of course, was a status that came with life, work for life. There was neither British law nor international law to prohibit or restrict slavery. What we do know is that at this time period in colonial North America, there were free persons of African descent. We know that landholders freed slaves. They did so in wills. They did so by allowing them to purchase their own freedom or the freedom of a family member. The vast majority of workers, laborers, in colonial North America at this time were British men, British workers, the vast majority. There were some women, there were some European laborers from Portuguese, Dutch, folks from Ireland and from Scotland are also revealed in the records, but the vast majority were British men. There were small numbers of persons of African descent, and there were even smaller numbers of members of native tribes. But in this slide, I'm trying to capture the socioeconomic ladder, and really that ladder should be about as long as this room. The landholding elite are, in today's parlance, that's the 1%. And the vast majority of folks who were in the colonies were laborers. Again, they were British, other Europeans, Africans, and members of native tribes. Here's what I find folks have the most difficult time with. We tend to really struggle with getting a good picture of social life, the social context at this juncture. We're very good at understanding the social relations that exist later, and we'll talk about those in a moment. But pre-Bacon's Rebellion society is something that we generally in this country struggle to grasp. So I'm going to do my best to paint a broad stroke picture of this time period. What we know is that British and African laborers worked, ate, and slept together. Furthermore, the evidence from this period, which covers the first 3/4 of the 17th century, that the anecdotal evidence reveals that they lived under similar conditions and faced the same opportunities and chances to make it once one was free of their term of service, whether free of enslavement or free of indenture.
So she's
So let's
saying white
review
people were
this.
slaves.
British laborers constituted the vast majority of the populations in both colonial Maryland and colonial Virginia. All men, of course, because the law of coverture, let me tell you something about that law of coverture. The law of coverture is derived from British common law, and it structures marriage. And this is how Barrister Blackstone famously described the law of coverture. In marriage, the man and the woman become one, and the one is the man. You didn't have the right to retain your own wages. You couldn't create estate planning, wills, or trusts without the approval of a man. So all men who were free of indenture or enslavement faced the same opportunities in these colonies as a matter of law. For example, free men of African descent could own servants or slaves, and they did. They could vote, and they did. They could marry persons on planet Earth, the first time. In addition, anti-miscegenation law is important because it lasted more than 300 squarely among and within white men. We've talked about the law of 1664 and the amendment to that law in 1681. And we've noted that the key difference between those two is the reference to the group who's of concern. The language has shifted from British and other freeborn to British and other white women in that particular law. So the question becomes, well, what the heck happened between 1664 and 1681? And the answer is Bacon's Rebellion. This was a massive revolt in the colony of Virginia that lasted more than a year. Let me give some background of the seeds of this rebellion, what helped give rise to this violent outburst. Those who were enslaved, I don't think it's hard to
Hold on, so she's going way too deep for me. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it going. But she's talking about white people were slaves in 1664 or something like that. But I got information. It says, however, many consider a significant starting point to slavery in America to be 1619, when the privateer, the White Lion, brought 20 enslaved Africans ashore in the British colony. Okay, I guess it was British colonia of Jamestown, Virginia. Okay, I guess she is right on track. Okay, I have to make sure. I don't like no false information. Oh, she right on point then. Hold on, let me.
to imagine were by definition of their status disgruntled laborers. And remember that pool of readily available workers from England who were poor and happily sent off in the guts of ships? Well, they dried up. That population surge ended, and there was no longer a pool of laborers from Britain available to handle the work on the plantations in the colonies. The result is They began to impose harsher punishments on indentured servants who were already here, so that relatively minor infractions would result in significant extensions to their years of service. Those who completed their term of indenture or who were released from their status as enslaved were frustrated. They were frustrated because the King of England gave almost all of the farmable land to his buddies. And even if they could find land to grow tobacco on, prices dropped and taxes went up. So land and other opportunities became much more limited. So this guy, Nathaniel Bacon, the guy pointing his arm, he didn't have to search very far for disgruntled laborers. Both those who were enslaved or indentured faced worse treatment, and those freed faced less ability to make a future for themselves. Persons of European and African descent fought in the first phase of Bacon's rebellion against members of native tribes, and then in the second phase of Bacon's rebellion against the British ruling elite. Nathaniel Bacon ultimately died from wounds that he received in a battle, and England sent troops into the colony, and that eventually quashed the rebellion.
So America, basically England,
but not without having made a significant impression upon those who wielded authority.
Let me see what I'm getting from this. Basically, America's England. He says this video on YouTube. I wanted to watch the full thing. No, this video, I got this on Facebook. It's her name is Jacqueline Batalora. Yeah, it's about a 30-minute video, but I'm gonna play the rest out. But it just really attracted me when she said there's no such thing as white people. That's what caught my attention to this video. So I just wanted to play and see what she had to say, but I didn't know what she was gonna say. So I want to have like a reaction video. So she going real deep. If anybody has any information on this, you can put it in the comments, man. What up, Eddie, bro? I ain't seen you in about 3 weeks, brother. Hope everything going good for you, man. I'm about to play the rest of this video real quick. Hold up. Because she going deep. I like this intellectual stuff, you know.
Threatened by this rebellion. Remember, this rebellion lasted over a year, and records from lawmakers in Virginia to the Legal Oversight Authority in England revealed that over 30% of the population were in support of the rebellion. Here were the lessons from Bacon's rebellion. A united labor force is a threat to the form of capitalism taking hold within the colonies. Virginia lawmakers wrote letters to the Oversight Authority in London explaining that they intended to pursue a divide and conquer strategy in order to prevent future rebellion. It's only after Bacon's rebellion that we see the emergence of white people as a group of humanity. Let's think about this for a minute. 1681, some lawmakers invent a new label for a group of people. Imagine, if you will, just for a second, for fun here, that I'm a lawmaker. And I just pass a law claiming that 3/4 of you in this room are crunchies. Okay. So 3/4 of you are crunchies, and the other quarter of you are not. Who gives a damn? Who would care? Some silly lawmaker came up with a label for you. It's really unlikely that it would mean much. But let's say I follow it with this. Those who are crunchies, you can pay no more than $25 a night for that hotel. No more. Those who are crunchies are the first to come into any room at this conference and the first to leave. The first in line at the bathroom, at lunch, at any other line that forms, and the first to get to leave. And that these privileges and advantages that come by virtue of this label that I asserted upon you as a lawmaker continues when you walk out these doors. That it shapes how you are treated and what you get to do for years and years to come. Imagine you're one of the Crunchies. Imagine how you might start to feel. Wow, I must be special. Imagine you're not a Crunchie. Wow, what's wrong with me? This is not fair. Let's return to the divide and conquer strategy. Laborers, prior and through Bacon's Rebellion, were united. They lived the same darn lives. They faced the same opportunities, rights, and privileges once they were freed from enslavement or free from indenture. That's about to change. A slew of laws were passed in the decades after Bacon's Rebellion and continued to get passed into the first quarter of the next century. The first slew of laws included the prohibition of free blacks from holding public office, the prohibition of blacks and native tribal members from marrying whites, the requirement that whites, upon completion of their terms of service, be paid goods including guns and gunpowder, a prohibition of free blacks possessing a weapon. We're going to come back to that.
Wow.
The prohibition of blacks testifying against whites. These laws began to give different meaning to these labels that prior to this moment just referenced where your nation of origin was. Not anymore. I want to return quickly to a law that prohibited free blacks from possessing a weapon. What this law did was essentially strip free black men of their ability to hold patriarchal power. Because look, under the law of coverture, here's how things worked. Men were in control, controlled women, their spouse, controlled their children, and had legal authority to do so, including severe beatings, all financial assets and land. The man had the control, but the exchange was that in exchange for that authority, he protects. That's the trade-off for patriarchal power. Stripped, made impossible by virtue of this law. And then let's look at this law that prohibited blacks from testifying against whites. We will see that throughout U.S. history. Mexicans prohibited from testifying against whites, Chinese prohibited from testifying against whites, and then it just becomes mongrels, the label, to include persons of Japanese descent and the like. So that's a law that we see throughout U.S. history. When you look at these laws, what's the message to white people?
We're superior. We can do whatever we want.
Each one of these laws has a message to this new group of people called white folks on the one hand, and a message to those who it denies or restricts on the other. Each one of them. This package of laws, first passed after Bacon's Rebellion, did something extraordinary. Let's imagine that that light up there represents the landholding elite, the 1%. And this represents the socioeconomic ladder in the colony, okay? And so this hand over here represents this new group of laborers called white ones. And this hand over here represents laborers of African descent and members of native tribes. Before Bacon's Rebellion and through it, these laborers had the same lives, faced the same opportunities, and that changed. But when you look at these laws that passed that created this change, it divided these, created different meaning for this group versus this group. But it didn't do a whole lot to lift the economic status of white people closer to that of the white elites. Very little movement up. What it did do was it plummeted the bottom. created a new bottom to colonial society and shoved persons of African descent and members of native tribes there. So let's look at this group of humanity called white people. We learn from this history that white people were built upon the idea that British had of themselves as white, as Christian, as freeborn, as deserving of rights and privileges from which others can be denied. To this day, white people have not been defined as a matter of law to this day. This history teaches us that white is the tool by which laborers were divided. Those who shared the same living conditions, the same opportunities, now experience ourselves as more connected with Paris Hilton than with our African American neighbor, even though our economic status is far more similar to that neighbor than to the lives of the 1%. But not only did this new organization of society create a new bottom to it, it created a link that heretofore had not existed that connected this new group of laborers called white people with the elite. And what was that connection? This shared status called white, embedded with the presumption of its superiority. The other thing to note about the invention of white people and the meaning of white that this history reveals is that white constituted the center of patriarchal power. And we see that most clearly through anti-miscegenation law and specifically through its enforcement. We're going to move from the 17th century into the 18th century. The American Revolution has taken place, and the first Congress of the United States of America will meet for the first time. And when they meet, they will establish laws regarding citizenship in this new country. This is the building actually in New York where the first Congress met. Here are the men who represented the first Congress. These laws regarding citizenship include an area of law called naturalization law. Naturalization law provides the process by which one who is not born in a country can become a citizen. The first Congress of the United States determined 1790 that in order to become a naturalized citizen of this new republic called the United States of America, one had to be white. This was valid law in the United States until 1952.
What?
You had to be white to be a U.S. citizen.
That's crazy.
1952.
What?
Now, as is often the case, laws impact those who are gendered female differently than those who are gendered male. No less true with the naturalization law. For example, white women who were citizens, if they dared to marry a man who was ineligible for citizenship via the naturalization law, in other words, he wasn't white, she loses her citizenship. These laws work to make white women most available to white men, and frankly, all women available to white men. The requirement of whiteness in naturalization law has had a significant impact on various groups of people who've come to the United States of America. In fact, the naturalization law was a significant piece of evidence used in the Plessy versus Ferguson case in 1896 to determine that U.S. citizenship status and therefore the protections of the constitutions were never intended to be applied to persons of African descent. Naturalization law assured that the masses of Chinese laborers and then Japanese laborers and then various other groups of laborers who came to this country would remain cheap, dependent labor. Why? Because even though they were significant in number, especially relative to their employer and landholders and railroad companies, if you're not white, you're not a U.S. citizen. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you don't vote. If you can't vote, you can't voice your political needs and desires, thereby reducing these groups of people to dependent, cheap labor. In addition, naturalization law was used to block persons of Chinese and Japanese and Filipinos, and we could go on, various groups. Not only did it result in them getting paid less for doing the same job, but all kinds of taxes got imposed upon them. So there was a foreign wage tax, various laws were passed that blocked them from being able to work in the public sector, blocked them from being able to hold a managerial position. And then, of course, alien land laws were passed. These were laws that made it illegal for those ineligible for naturalization, i.e. not white people, made it illegal for them to own property. And so what's the result of these laws for white people, right? Because we're real good about seeing the harm that these laws cause for certain groups. But let's get the flip side of that coin. When I make land, when I make a whole group of people ineligible to purchase land, it makes more land available and cheaper for me, for white people. When you're the lowest paid worker and prohibited from moving up as a matter of law, then those positions that get paid more, that are more desirable, are more available to white people. So we see just from this one law, and I could spend another hour with you at least going through these combinations of law, naturalization law, anti-miscegenation law.
Wow. Wow, that was a good video. That was a good video. Let me give you the information on that. Hold on. That video was, let me see, make sure.
People
Her name is,
did not exist before 1681. Again,
in case anybody else
white
want to
people
look that up.
did not exist on planet Earth until 1681.
I was
Number
wondering
two,
where she was getting at that.
Any claim that
White
this
people didn't
group called
exist
white
on planet Earth. What are you talking about?
Any claim that
Hold on, I'm gonna
that
pause it real
group is
quick.
rooted in biology or derived.
Her name was Jacqueline Badalora, revealed the most shocking secret ever on planet Earth. Black History Revealed. There it is right there. It's on Facebook if you want to put look it up, Black History Revealed, or put her name in on Facebook, Jacqueline Badalora Revealed. There you go. That's some good knowledge right there, though. I did not know that. But that's all I'll be doing, man. I'll just be trying to get up on some of this truth. Let's see. Yeah, so the British people was all over here, and they was working right with the black people that was already here, which was we do know the Hebrew people were already here, right? They were aborigines to this country, and they was over here working right alongside of them until them people decided that nobody's equal. People need to be divided, and they created white people, white supremacy. That's this Esau, and that's where this targeting individual program comes from too. Let me refresh this real quick so I can see the comment. Yeah, I think it was definitely. It explains a lot. It explains a lot of what's going on. He said, I've seen a little argument break out over here. I don't know if it was an argument, but it's going back and forth. No one's advocating for hating white people. Nobody hates white people. This world is coming on for indigenous people, most of which are not white. Yeah, I mean, all white. All right, this is what white people do. White people always think that they own everything, like she was explaining. And that was a white woman explaining that too, by the way. That's why I picked that video out. So all the people that think somebody talking about some white people and all that, let's just keep it a buck, okay? It's time for white people, the Gentiles, to keep it real. They stole the land. They forced black people to be in poverty. They got a 400-year head start on black people. And you couldn't really become a United States citizen in this country until 1952, unless before that you was white. The laws wasn't made for black men or any other person of color in this land. You know what I'm saying? These laws were not made for us. They were made for the white people. It was not made for us, aka the Edomites, Esau, and them. That's who they are made for. So the thing that white people can do, that if you're white and you're watching this video, it's best for white people to say, you know what? Our forefathers messed up a whole lot. What can I be the change? What can I do to be the change? We need to get rid of white supremacy and this idea that Esau can tap into everybody's life and try to control people with this targeted individual program. It did not come from a black man, but let's just get that clear straight out. I don't believe a black man would sit around and be like, you know what? I want to watch people through their eyes. I want to see what they're doing in their bedroom. I want to see what they're doing in the shower. Now, it may be a few black guys that's like that. But when I'm talking about on a whole overall spectrum, this came from Esau. Because of the power control, the power trip Esau has, the white man has. He has a power control. He wants control. He wants to control everything. You know what I'm saying? So once we start exposing this truth, bringing this truth out, then we can start healing and getting better as a whole, as a community. Until people stop trying to undermine the fact that white people, you know what I'm saying? They act like, you know, I know some white people that are truly cool. They cool. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't beefing or nothing. I'm talking about these white people that's got this money hungry power that want to control and own everything and not give nobody else a chance and oppress the people that's trying to come up and trying to have something. The way they see it, you gotta sell your soul to us. You gotta sell your soul. You gotta sell out to have anything in this country. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be that way. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't have to sell you should have a choice. Satan had a choice. Satan had a choice when he was in heaven. Should I go against the Most High and get kicked out of heaven, or should I just do what he tell me to do? He had a choice. Why is it any different than today? Why are we being forced? Why is all this being forced on us? We have a choice too. You know what I'm saying? And some of those gang stalkers they were being targeted and tortured, and they were forced. Some of them were forced into gang stalkers. Some of them just want to be gang stalkers. You know what I'm saying? But it don't really matter. What I'm saying is Esau opposing his will, forcing his will upon everybody. And white people ain't exempt. Mexican people ain't exempt. Natives ain't exempt. Israelites ain't exempt. Catholics ain't exempt. Everybody is going to feel the wrath of Esau. And it's coming. It's coming. Because you know what? Who they worship, he wants to be worshipped. Just like the Most High. What? Did I post it? Who? Oh, I ain't got no moderators on here. Yeah, Sheila. I don't know who Sheila is. I mean, I know she is. I've seen a couple of her comments, but black people are just as racist.
White people don't think that they own anything. The globalist elites believe that they own everything, including you. Black people are just as racist as some white people are. It's not one-sided.
Whoa. Black people. Black people have been oppressed. Black people have been oppressed for a long time, and there's no way they can make it in this country. My thing is, I wish I would have woke up to the truth a long time ago. I would have left this country. Me personally, if I would have woke up to the truth a long time ago, like I would say at least 8 years ago, before all this stuff started popping off, probably 10 years ago, I would have left this country after knowing the truth about this country and how it is. But I was a coon. I was a foolish man. I was blind to what was going on in this country, so I stayed, thinking it's better here. It ain't no better here than it is anywhere else, because here you actually never own anything that you buy. Think about it. You get a car, right? Yeah, you purchase it, you own it, right? But you gotta pay property tax on it every year. You gotta renew your tags every year. Guess what happens if you don't renew your tags and pay your property tax? When the police pull you over, what's gonna happen? They're gonna impound your car. They're gonna take your car, they're gonna impound it, and if you can't get it out, guess what happens? It gets sold at an auction. So do you really own the car? Do you really truly own the car? What about the house that you own? You gotta pay taxes on it every year. You gotta go down there and pay taxes on that house every single year. Guess what happens if you don't pay those taxes every year? And you pay for that, you worked, you slave for that house all your life. Guess what happens if you miss it 1 year? Maybe 2 years. Guess what happens? They foreclose your house, take your house, and sell it on the auction. So you really don't never own nothing in this country. You don't own nothing. You think you own the clothes off your back? I think, hold on, do I own these? I might own these. I don't think there's no tax. But I did have to pay taxes on it. But they can't just come and repossess my clothes, I don't think. Yeah, I own these, I think. Yeah. But your house, your car, all that, your businesses and all that, y'all got my own business. Yeah. Missed some taxes 1 year. And see what happened to that business. Because you don't never own nothing in this country. So the way this country is built, if I would have knew this a long time, I would have left a long time ago. What up, David? I tuned into your live the other day, man. I was trying to show you some support, brother. I always try to show my people support. Now, Sheila, let's what you talking about, Sheila? Now, it's good to have. I like to see your opinion. You said back in America, it used to say no Irish and no blacks were allowed into different places. At least be truthful. Where did it say that at, Sheila? Where did it say that at, Sheila? Where look, Google it and let me see it. I'm gonna pull it up. Where it say it at? Put the link up or whatever, and I'll pull it up on the screen. Now I want you to prove that. Now if you can't prove this right here, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to keep at least, if you can say whatever you want, but at least be truthful about what you're talking about. But you can need to prove this. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but you need to prove that. You don't own the land that house is on. Another reason to head south. Exactly. You don't own nothing, bro. People think we were economic slaves. Every day you go to work just to survive. You don't go, and that's how it's made. If y'all watch the Zeitgeist, I can pull up that Zeitgeist right now. If y'all watch the Zeitgeist movie, which woke me up to the truth in 2007, you'll understand this whole system, how it works. The economic system, the religious systems. You really understand all of these systems. And once you understand that and have a knowledge of that, there's nothing they can do. They doing a street theater out here. I ain't worried about them people, man. I got earplugs. Who does that right by somebody's door with all they loud kids and stuff? Who does that? Yeah. Get control of your kids. People can't even control your kids these days. How you gonna try to control anything? You can't even control your kids. Control your kids. Don't tell me what I need to do. Control your kids. They probably just moved in over there. But we can move. We can, huh?
I will definitely go down there and tell them I want to be moved.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna deal with that one.
Exactly. I can't stand nobody else's kids. I ain't gonna lie. I love the kids. I don't like bad kids.
I'm not getting paid to watch your kids. I can't stand them.
I can't stand no bad kid. Are you gonna pull that link up? I'm waiting, Sheila. Oh yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she always be saying weird stuff on my channel. Oh, people got their own right to say whatever they want, but she always say weird stuff. Kind of like borderline purpose. Who knows? All right, let me see if I find. I think I got one more video to watch. Hold on. I'm just sitting here and watching. I know it's Perps on here. Would you want to watch some videos, Perps?
Or is innate, or is from nature, is a lie.
You want to watch some videos, Perps? Let's watch some videos, Perpies. Yeah, if they right next door with these kids like that, man, I don't like that. I don't want to hear them kids all day. Okay, huh? Hold on, man. I had some. Where are my videos at? Nah, so we went over a lot in this on this live. I'm about to end this live though, because I gotta find some more videos later. All right, y'all make sure I'm about to end this live though, man. So you know, but hopefully y'all like the live stream, man. I'm coming back next time. I'm gonna have some more videos, man, because it ain't nothing but this truth, man. This truth out here. But I'll be back with the Shabbat live, man. I gotta do some more work. What?
It says the Irish were indentured servants, not slaves.
And the Irish were indentured servants, not slaves. Yeah, that's what we just talked about in that video. They were indentured. It's called the colonies, the colonization in the 1600s. They wasn't slaves like the Hebrews. They had certain rights. They were treated a lot better. But at one point in this country, the British, the Irish, the indigenous people to this land, the Hebrews to this land, and the Native Americans to this land all worked together, and nobody wasn't tripping on what your color or nothing was. We were just trying to survive. But then that's when they came in, like we all heard in the video. That's when they came up with white people, whites only, all that type of stuff. That's what made this country so divided. White people really feel. White people would be sad if it wasn't for if we had no black people in this country. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I like white people for the fact of what they got to offer, like country music. I listen to some of their country music. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I listen to some of it. You know what I'm saying? Not all of it. You know, they talk about love a lot and heartbreak and everything like that. But we all contribute to this country, and we should all be treated equally and fairly. And should no one person be singled out, especially targeting individuals. And as you can see, the targeted individual program don't care if you black, white, Mexican, Hispanic, Latino. They don't care about none of that. I guess it's I don't know how they pick who they pick, but as you can see, race don't matter. So it's time to come together. Hopefully y'all learned something today in this live. I'll be back tomorrow if the Most High is willing, man. Right now I'm about to go check out what I'm about to be doing later. Y'all have a good one.